I, Olusegun Obasanjo, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this honorable commission shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Now, I usually give the witness an option to sit if he likes or to stand. So you are at liberty to sit or to stand.
I will stand.
Your Excellency, you were the head of state, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, as well as the Minister of Defense of the Federal Republic of Nigeria between February 1976 and September 1979. Is that correct? Sir?
Yes, you are right.
Thank you. Having read the petition of the Kuti family before this August Commission, can you recall the events of the 17th of February 1977 as related to the incident on the basis of which this petition was written?
No.
Okay. Now, Mr. President, on that day, if I may refresh Your Excellency's memory, the members of the Security Council, of which you were the chairman, held a security meeting. Can you recall that, sir?
No. It is the member of Federal Executive Council
That met that day.
that met.
Very good.
Not Security Council.
Very good. Now, a report was said to have been made while that meeting was holding, that Fela was at it again. Can you recall that?
I cannot.
Okay. Please show Mr. President the petition of Dr. Beko Ransome Kuti, please.
Is that Exhibit 1?
Yes, sir, the advertorial. The advertorial. That's Appendix 4. Appendix 4. That is the advertorial. By Major H.H. Ejokolo. Page 31. Yes, sir. Now, that is an advertorial by one Major M.H. Jokolo, retired. Does Your Excellency know Major Jokolo?
Yes, I do.
I'll be correct in suggesting that he's the present Emir of Gwandu. Is that correct?
Yes, you are correct.
Now, by 1977, sir, will you know the position he was holding?
He was ADC to Major General Shehu Yaradua. ADC. ADCAM.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, in an advertorial placed by him in the Citizen magazine of November 9, 1992, he had this to say. That is at page 41 to 42 of that magazine, to the effect, sir, that a meeting of the Security Council was holding on that day, and that while that meeting was holding, General Danjuma stormed out of that meeting to give this instruction: go get me that stupid fella, dead or alive. He went back to their meeting. That is the meeting he alleged you were presiding over. His orders were clear but directed at actually none in particular. That's among the ADCs. We all look at each other in stunning silence. I made the first move by volunteering to go. The ADC to Commander-in-Chief, that is Your Excellency's ADC at the material time, stated that I should not go because I could easily be recognized. So the ADC to Brigadier Garba, who also was his younger brother, Lieutenant Sunday Garba, was directed to take his platoon from Brigade of Gas Defense Company to go and get Fela. Sunday narrated to us what happened when he came back. He told us that on getting to Fela's house, it was locked and electrified. He shouted for Fela to come out, but was ignored. They got NEPA to switch off the light, but Fela switched on his generator. So the only course open for them was to blast the generator to gain access into the house. When they entered Fela's house, they ransacked the place and beat up everybody, including Fela's old mother, who was thrown out of the window. They were all arrested. We congratulated him for successfully accomplishing his mission. He went on, sir. Some days later, there was a public uproar and people were so disgusted with the way Fela, his mother, younger brother Beko and his troop were brutalized and his house vandalized. They asked for a judicial commission of inquiry. Rather, a two-man administrative commission of inquiry was set up with clear mandate to pass the verdict of unknown soldier, and Fela's property was confiscated. He was to be compensated, though it was believed he would never agree to that, and so on and so forth. Now, what is your reaction, sir, to this detailed, just a minute, to this detailed account of one of your offices?
Excuse me, please. I hate a counsel reading document and leaving that part which does not favor him. Please ask him to continue for the next few pages where they said, you know, Obasanjo knew nothing about it. Read it out in the same document. It's in the same document.
I'm coming down. My Lord, sir, if my learned friend, Chief Afibala, will allow me to finish.
Please.
I'm in charge of this, of my own case, sir.
Yeah.
And I can assure him.
You are in charge of your case and you want an answer.
No, just
this is so detailed. First of all, with all due respect, knowing General Yakubu Danjuma, who was the chief of staff, army, he will not just go out, if that is the case, and just shout to people, to nobody, and say, go and get me that bloody man, Fela, dead or alive. That is not,
so it is not
Yakubu Danjuma.
Yes, thank you very much.
Please, 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 please. But if you believe that Yakubu Danjuma said that, he did not say that because anybody gave him that instruction.
Thank you very much.
But he's alive, and you can find out from him.
Thank you very much.
Now let me go on again. You said that Jokolo even gave you chapters and verses. The names he mentioned are alive. I think if you want to find out the fact, my own conclusion will be that this is probably a tissue of fabrications. Probably a tissue of fabrications. But if you want to find out the fact, call those people. They are alive, and they will tell you.
Thank you very much. We've already applied that they be summoned. Now, Mr. President, please listen further. That was how Nigeria's greatest musician was broken until now. He has not recovered. While Fela was ignorantly accusing Obasanjo and Yaradua for perpetrating this dastardly act, the real brain behind it was none other than T.Y. Danjuma. I'm sure my learned friend would like that. Fela was lucky.
That's the point I was making, sir. Yes. Excuse me, should I have stopped there? If you invite this head of state to testify, if you find anything favorable to him, it's only fair and professionally right to read it out. The same person who says Danjuma said so, also said in clear language, General Obasanjo was being accused ignorantly. So what more? Why is he here then?
My Lord, I ask for the permission of the commission to conduct my case, not the way the SCN will want it. General.
Go ahead.
Yes. Now, thank you very much. While Fela was ignorantly accusing, well, I've done that. Surprisingly, Danjuma, even as COAS, Chief of Army Staff, was frequently visiting Fela's shrine. What in the world was the big deal about Fela calling his shrine Kalakuta Republic? He was ordered never to mention Kalakuta Republic. Now, Mr. President, are you aware that apart from the soldiers from Abati Barracks, soldiers from the Brigade of Guards also took part in the operation that led to the destruction of Fela's house on that day?
I wouldn't know.
Now, have a look at the report, please. That was tendered this morning, the Kalakuta report. Page 36. Paragraph 13, sir. The first two sentences there. At about 7:20 hours, an IS platoon from the Brigade of Guards arrived at the scene of the incident via Central Vehicle Depot through Camp 4 Infantry Division Gate, where they met the garrison command, who briefed their PL command about the situation, categorically stating that troops would not be necessary for them to open fire, but to reinforce the condoning troops around Fela's residence. If you also go to page 40, Mr. President, of that report, can you see that, sir?
Yes.
It is also there, paragraph 11. By 7:20 hours, a platoon of body of guards troops, led by a lieutenant, met me near the scene, and I briefed them of the situation, warning them not to fire since we have armed troops dealing with the situation and also some police and soldiers making arrests from room to room inside Fela's residence. With this report, Mr. President, which has been tendered by your the learned senior advocate this morning, you will agree with me that apart from soldiers from Abati Barracks, soldiers from the Brigade of Guards also took part in the operation around Fela's house, died from the record.
Well, what normally happens is when you have what we call an IS situation, that is internal security, you have special troops detailed from special units, and they have their responsibilities. And the troop from Brigade of Guards going out at 17:20 hours on an event that started or began at what time?
You have to know about
at what time? At what time?
About 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock.
They were all amassing.
You see that it cannot be really part of what you call the operation. It is the normal IS standard operation.
So Your Excellency does not agree with the finding of the administrative inquiry that soldiers from the Brigade of Guards took part in that operation?
No, I did not say. I said soldiers from Brigade of Guards did not take part